Alrighty, well, good morning, everybody. It is, I want to say, day 9, I think, of this whole project, of how I have everything put, of course. But today we're going to get the car prepped for the wrap. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's where I'm at. So the first thing we're going to do is wash the car. Second, we're going to clay bar it. And then third, we're going to wipe it down with alcohol, try to get rid of anything, like any kind of oils and stuff. Okay, so out of my collection here of car products, what we want to do is get a cleaner that doesn't have any wax in it. You want to get something simple. I have this one here, foaming car wash. This is I'm gonna go ahead and just use this one. It looks good. It doesn't say anything in it, so we'll get this to wash the car and then start the clay bar after. Okay, so two things I forgot to mention. The first one is whenever you're washing the car, make sure you try to hit every spot that has paint on it. So when you're wrapping a car, the biggest things to watch out for are the edges like this. You know, you want to make sure that these edges are clean all around. Same thing for the bottom, any door jambs. You're going to want to make sure that those are clean. That way, whenever you wrap the wrap underneath, you know, these lips and stuff, you have proper coverage. So we got to make sure we do that. And then the second thing is going to be remove your license plate and any stickers or emblems that you know, don't belong on the car. So I'm going to take these stickers off, take the emblem off, take my license plate off, and then I'll be ready to start this clay bar process. So you can leave the car wet if you want. If you're not getting hit by the sun directly, it's fine. If we start getting hit by the sun, I'll put a canopy over this. That way we don't work in the heat. But yeah, that's going to be my next thing. Take off these emblems, stickers, license plate. So yep. So one thing I'll say is if you can have a friend help you, you know, do certain things. Of course, I'm trying to speed this up. So I have the license plate removed here, so I got to wash underneath there, make sure I clay bar that too, and then we are drying all the glass on the car because that's not going to get covered by anything. But I wanted to mention on the emblems here, I have this is a interior pry tool. This emblem isn't OEM. This is not an OEM Tesla emblem. So in order to take this off for your OEM car, you'll want to get some kind of floss, some fishing line, something really thin that you can slide underneath the emblem and pretty much, you know, like zigzag or sawzall, you know, saw it. So back and forth through, and it'll pop off. So you would do that. For me, I'm going to try to see if I can just fit this underneath the whole emblem to take it out, which looks like it's working. So really it's not putting up a fight at all. So yeah, pretty easy there. So that came out no problem. And then for this guy, you can either, you know, depending on how new your car is, of course, you can scrape it off with your finger here. Other things to use, you can use Goo Gone, but Goo Gone tends to stay like in the area and saturate the area. So if I wanted to wrap this afterwards, I would have to make sure I hit it with like a degreaser or something. You know, I have to clean off the Goo Gone very well. Otherwise, if you're doing this and it's sticking, you can also get a thing called a rubber wheel. And what you do with the rubber wheel is you put it like on a drill and you scrape off any of this adhesive stuff or tape. So that's how you do it. I'm going to do it to the back. So then the back emblem, I can't really get it from underneath here. So from the side, that worked. And then from underneath, not too bad. And there we go. Again, yours probably won't come off this easy. So, forewarning. Okay, so we got some Goo Gone. We're gonna put it on a microfiber here, and we're gonna rub it in. All right, I got the rear emblem off. I went ahead and rubbed a little bit of Goo Gone on the front emblem too, but I totally forgot about this guy here. So I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, they seem to be loose enough to just get off with my finger. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off all of these, and I don't know if I'm going to use these again, but I'm gonna take them all off. That way I can clean the glue off. So yeah. All right, so that's what the rear looks like without any logos. Pretty naked, actually very naked. And then the front, this is what that looks like. Also very naked. Looks more like a frog now. After this, we'll move the car inside the garage and get ready for clay bar. Okay, so I moved the car in the garage. Let me show you what I have purchased. Alright, so what I have purchased here, I have clay bar. You can use normal or you can use synthetic. This is a synthetic clay bar from Amazon. I have a teaspoon of Dawn dish soap, and the rest is just water. And this is what we're going to use to this is what we're going to use as lubrication while we're using the clay bar. So let me show you guys how that's going to look. Okay, so when it comes to clay barring, what the clay bar is used for is to take out little pieces of debris that are stuck inside the paint. So sometimes this can be like sap, this can be little pieces of metal, carbon, very, very small things. It's hard to show on silver paint. If I can show you on white paint, I will. But what it does is you spray your soapy water or some kind of iron degreaser, some kind of iron thing. Or here, let me show you. So yeah, when you're clay barring, this is what people usually recommend. It is a iron remover spray, so iron remover spray, and they put clay here because what you are supposed to do is use both of these together, and it helps pull everything out of the paint. So this is the perfect combo here, iron remover and clay bar. Otherwise, for this case, because it's nothing serious and it's getting wrapped, when I'm doing a paint correction, this is what I use. But I'll use clay bar and I'll use soapy water to do this instead of that. So yeah, paint correction, clay bar, you know, up to you. You can go as deep as you want. So pretty much what I show you now is what we're going to do across the whole car. So yeah, spray the area, spray the clay bar, and pretty much rub it until it feels smooth. So I'm going to do that across the whole car. It's going to be very time consuming, but what this does is pretty much lift all the contaminants out the paint, well, as much as it can. And by doing this, it'll make it nice and smooth, and also it'll make it actually a little bit shinier. So we're going to focus on getting that done. And then ever so often, you're going to see that the clay bar has like pieces of stuff stuck in it on the edges or on this actual flat part. If anything gets stuck in it and you feel like it's a little bit grippier or it gets louder than normal, what you're going to do is fold it in half and squeeze it out. So you're going to fold the material in. That way all that dirt and contaminant is trapped inside of it, and you have a fresh layer on the outside. All right, well, I'm gonna get back to this. So Tesla's in the garage here. We already did our clay bar, so that's the first step that you need to do here. But we finished clay barring the whole car. The next step that we're gonna do is actually spray it down with rubbing alcohol. So every part that I'm gonna work on before I start work, spray it with rubbing alcohol before I apply the wrap. My wrap is over here in the corner there. I'm gonna go ahead and grab it, and yeah, we're gonna get started on the wrap. So let's do it. Also, before we actually get started here, I wanted to go over the tools that I have. So, I bought a glove, I bought knifeless tape, and we're going to use this for the mirror caps, and I believe a portion of the front bumper here. So, I got that. Next up, this is a kit that comes together, and pretty much the same thing here. So I don't know if I accidentally ordered the same kit twice, but yeah, that's what's up. And this is the color we went for: gloss paint metallic Mercedes green. And pretty cool box, actually. Like the way it looks. And the brand we went with was Aura, you know, directly from China. So I don't know if that means anything, but that's our green. Very pretty. Nice and dark. Alright. Let me go ahead and put this camera down. Okay, as you can tell, very dark green. When the light hits it though, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's gonna look pretty. So let's go ahead and get this done. Just the hood for now, at least. Alrighty, so I have a piece cut out here. As you can see, I might have gone a little too big here, but it's enough that overlaps the whole front end. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So what I've read and what I wanted to mention was there's a guy called CK Wraps on YouTube, and I pretty much watched a few of his videos because he's pretty detailed on what he does whenever he wraps the cars. And he shows himself actually wrapping it, even if it's just like one panel for like 40 minutes. So you can learn a lot from that. But anyway, I'm going to be following his guidelines to getting this stuff done. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to roll back this protective layer. And then I'm going to go ahead and tack it on the side and get it ready to be applied. I'm using these little like magnet things to hold it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that protective layer and then remove the wrap from the paper backing here and tack it. Yeah, let me get that done. Man, it's why am I so washed out? Holy moly. I'm blanco. There it is. Alrighty, so I just spent a whole bunch of time trying to get this right, but as you can see, this side has a whole bunch of waves and this side is flat. So this is how we want it to be. We want it to look flat, well, as flat as possible. So I'm going to start with this side, squeegeeing it in, and then for anything that has like a hard crease or like these kinds of marks, we're going to use some heat. So you're going to need a heat gun too. So we took our time pulling tension from a lot of different areas. That helps a lot. Otherwise, we have a few like imperfections where it creased. Of course, I have a lot of spots that are just because of the paint underneath where it has little spots. But otherwise, not too bad. So I'm going to go ahead and cut on the outer edge of the hood and pretty much see how this goes. Okay, so I looked up a video how to take this off. There's 2 clips on the top, and there is 1 clip on each side here. So I ended up breaking that one on accident, of course. But, yep, it came out. Still sticks pretty good in there. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this and then work on this fender. All the way there. So there to there. Alrighty, so as you guys can see, we have 2 fenders done, but honestly, it's not without some losses here. You want to explain what happened? No. No? Okay. Well, here, can you be camera woman? Yeah. Okay, so I got a little fed up because this, I'll tell you what, this is difficult. I've done stripes before, but getting this across any kind of curve, it's painful. This poor chair took the brunt of the the issues. But let's talk about the wrap a little bit and what we have done so far. So we did the hood first, and honestly, the hood, I can't complain about it. It wasn't too bad. But this fender, it was a little painful. I think we did a very good job. Not great, but very good. There's some areas where I cut too close to the fender instead of cutting it to the headlight. Honestly, you can't really see it too bad there. Right here, like you can tell right here that there's a little bit of silver exposed. And then over here, we actually ended up doing a little patch because I ended up eating way too high on it. So yeah, that's where we're at though. But otherwise, the fender has full coverage all the way to the bottom and the inside. On the edges here on the inside were also kind of problematic. So I did pretty good on this side. But if you take a look at that side, this fender caused the most. This fender was the most problematic. As you can tell, when I finished cutting it, I cut a little bit too high here. So yeah, you see a lot of silver, unfortunately. It looks like dog, pretty bad. But I'll tell you what, we did the edges perfectly. The edges are done perfectly. The corners are done like pretty dang well. The only issue is over here where we were actually lifting it up, it ripped out the clear coat. So this little triangle that you see here is actually clear coat. We got some here too that peeled off of the bumper. They peeled off of the fender. So we have some clear coat damage here, unfortunately. I plan to do this whole fender again, but once I'm done with everything, if there's enough material, I'll order some more. But that's pretty much it. We're gonna keep going. Next up, we're gonna focus on the doors. That's what I want to do next. And yeah, so yeah, painful. If you have the money, just pay somebody to do this. Or if you have more patience than I do, pay somebody. Do it yourself. All right. As you can see, we have our 4 wheels here. I ended up going for the Forgiato EV01s or 001s. I didn't want these wheels at all, but they're the only wheels, honestly, that had my interest. So I'm going to show you guys what they look like, which I think is pretty fire. I think they look cool, but my vision that I have, I think it's going to look even better. So these are the wheels. Oh. So personally, I think these are ugly. I don't like the black on black because I wanted well, let me not say that. I do like the wheels, I just don't like the color scheme. I don't want black on black, which honestly might not look too bad. Um, Let me put it up. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, I think I want silver. So what I plan to do is have the actual wheel itself silver. So what I want to do is pretty much these black metal pieces here, they're going to stay, but this actual part of it is going to be the machined silver, like you can see right there. So I think that'll look pretty fire. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I went for a staggered setup. Looks like these are the bigger ones. ET35. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take them to the guy so he can powder coat them the way I want them. So let's go do that now.
Okay, we're here live recording. Ivan is getting the car ready.
What? Look, it's raining. Man, this is a huge box.
Line them up. They all fit there.
Thank you.
I know.
Alright, so we are on our way to a place called Powder Coated Kissimmee. This is the same person I went to get my air tank powder coated black, and he did a great job with that. So I talked to him about the idea that I had, and he said that he could do it. So we're gonna go over there and confirm everything with him, get a price, all that good stuff. So yeah, well, we'll see how much this is. Alrighty, so we just arrived. We're gonna drop off the wheels and get a price and look at colors. So. I got one. So we're gonna machine everything that's raised here, including the lip. So pretty much this here, this top face part, all the way down, same thing. On all of it. So what they do is they cut off the paint, brings it down a little bit, but I think that'll look good. And just leave the black. Alrighty, so we just finished dropping off the wheels. I don't know if that's like, oh, it's the paint. So we're gonna ceramic coat these, this wrap so the water doesn't stick to it. And next up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the doors, I think, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that done. Here we are.
It's frozen.
It's dark outside, and yeah, this is what we're looking at so far. So we have the door, this I think it's an A-pillar, the fender, hood, and the other fender that, of course, I pulled my clear coat on, which is super cool. The first thing I'm going to say is this is not beginner friendly. This being my first time wrapping a car, I've done stripes before, no issues, you know, that's easy. But yeah, we've had our fair share of struggles. Like this top portion was pretty difficult to get. Fitting it inside of here is pretty difficult. The edges are all kind of like whatever. This door handle was pretty difficult too, even though if you look at it quick, you know, honestly, it's not really noticeable. But when you open, you know, so it's like a 10-foot, maybe actually like a 5-foot car right now, where at 5 feet, honestly, looks pretty damn good. Yeah, that's where I'm at. What do you think is the hardest so far?
This was very easy. We did it like right away.
Yeah, we
Like no, we didn't have any troubles.
yeah, we did a really good job on this. If you're gonna judge us by this guy right here.
Just look at this.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm gonna try to do some stuff solo tomorrow. So this will be like a day 5, part 3. I might do this solo because it wasn't too bad, or I might just continue doing this this door.
You should probably.
I think I'm gonna run out of material too. So
You should probably do the
there's
little
that.
parts.
The what?
You should probably do this tomorrow. This, because you're gonna be by yourself.
Yeah, you're right. And
The
then
little parts. I mean, if you want to take the risk, go for it.
yeah, either way. And then I forgot to put my Tesla logo to do the embossing in the front, but I'll have it on the back. Unfortunately, but yeah. Anyway, I think that's it for now. Guess we'll join you guys on the next day here. Well, the next day that I have at least. So yeah, but thanks for the help. Yeah, that's it. See you in part 3. Bye. Alright, so my Harbor Freight heat gun died after, can't tell you how many years I've used this, but it just straight up stopped working. So I went to Walmart, picked up a new one. Looks kind of nice. Actually, it looks, well, it's smaller, but yeah, we're gonna finish off the rest of this car with this. So yeah, nice. Back to the scheduled programming.